Good evening, I'm Dan Walz.
And I'm Laura Lee. Thanks for joining us. Minnesota's governor traveled to Hoyt Lakes earlier today, visiting the emergency services building where he signed a rural EMS funding bill into law.
In Northern News Now's Cara Kopp was there and tells us how the new bill will directly impact those in our area and why they say it's still not enough.
It's done. There you go.
A sigh of relief among Hoyt Lakes EMS staff Thursday, smiling as they watched Governor Walz sign a $30 million rural EMS funding bill.
There's a huge crisis in the EMS world where ambulance services are losing money every year.
Melanie Olmstead, the director of Hoyt Lakes EMS, says that's because Medicare reimbursement rates are low, making it difficult for rural EMS departments like the one in Hoyt Lakes to keep up with rising costs.
We just are ordering a new ambulance that are close to $300,000 a year. We just got new heart monitors that are $150,000. Everything's expensive.
The new bill provides $24 million in short-term emergency aid and $6 million for a Sprint Medic pilot program in St. Louis County. Understanding there's a much bigger funding need that has to be met, Walz says this is a step in the right direction.
We got a handle on, where the short-term needs were to kind of fill the hole to make sure we stop the bleeding.
Walz says local legislators will continue to work at the state and federal level, hoping to find longer-term solutions so everyone in Minnesota will have access to EMS services.
These folks have some certainty in their jobs, and these communities have some certainty that they don't have to keep raising property tax levies to pay for this.
EMS staff like Olmstead saying they are thankful for the funding and hope to get more in the future.
The future is unknown. This is just a Band-Aid.
In Hoyt Lakes, Cara Kopp, Northern News Now.
Cara, thank you. Each EMS department in rural Minnesota will have the chance to apply for a portion of that money. The applications will be reviewed in September.